Well, good morning, everyone. I know that was kind of an abrupt, entrance or whatever. But
the other video doesn't work.
Yeah, the countdown video is not working, so, it just is what it is. But welcome, everyone, to Eikon Online. I'm trying to, see. Good morning, Robin. Good to see you this morning. Glad that you're all joining us. Just gonna, since we don't have the countdown video, I'm just gonna try to give people a few minutes to hop on. I know some people wait a little bit because, just because sometimes people are running late. It's just like normal in-person church,
That's right.
Sometimes people show up a little late. It's just how it is, so. Well, let us know in the chat how you're doing today. Hi, Christine. I'm curious, how many of y'all have already decorated your houses for Christmas? For those of you that decorate. We have not yet, just because it's been a little bit busy. So I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple days. Get some Christmas magic going on around the house. So just giving people some time.
Well, how was your Thanksgiving, Kel?
Oh, it was fantastic, Dan. I love it because he's off camera, so it's like. Yeah, how was everyone's Thanksgiving? We took the week off last week of church to give people time to hang out with their fam. So how was everyone's Thanksgivings? How has your week been? I know my kids are Christine said, we're decorated, but I just saw this ridiculous TikTok and now I'm rethinking everything. I know my youngest, so the past several years, we have made it thus far not ever doing the elf on the shelf thing, because honestly that just always felt like too much. It's like one more thing that I have to worry about around Christmas time, but our youngest was like, Mom, please can we do the elf? And so I think that we might give in this year and buy an elf on the shelf
or a Snoop on the stoop.
There is, if you guys seen, it's called Snoop on the Stoop, and it's a doll that looks like Snoop Dogg.
But it's an elf on the shelf doll.
But it's an elf on the shelf, but it's Snoop Dogg. I thought that was pretty fantastic, so.
We might need that.
We might. Maybe we can do that for our older kids who actually know who Snoop is,
right.
and care about who Snoop is. But anyways. All right. Hey, Steven. Hey, Hannah. Good to see y'all on this morning. Snoop, yes, get that one.
Agreed.
Gosh. All right. Well, let's see. We can probably go ahead and get started here. Okay, so today is going to be a little bit different just because I do have some news to share with all of you. And, as all of you know, at the beginning of September, we had a town hall meeting of sorts. Someone said there's a huge sound lag on Facebook. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything we can do about that, though.
You may want to check. I'll post the YouTube link, and if Facebook is having any issues for anyone, go ahead and go here. You can view and still comment here. So I'm going to go ahead and post this.
Sometimes some of the platforms give us some issues, so you can always switch.
Usually Church Online works really well, too.
Yeah, you want to post that link in there for...
There's that, and then here's the Church Online link.
Oh, she said she's just going to stay there.
Okay.
We'll post the links, though, just in case anybody is... If it's irritating you and you want to move to a different platform, that's totally fine. Okay. Okay, so again, as you all know, as most of you know, I'm assuming most everyone knows by this point, at the beginning of September, we had a town hall meeting of sorts where we shared with everyone our current financial situation as a church, and we talked about the fact that due to several circumstances that we were facing potential closure by the end of the year unless some significant changes occurred. And so I have some things to say today, but in an effort to not keep you hanging, or you know how like when someone text messages you and they're like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, I'll call you later tonight, and then you have to like wait all day for like what they want to talk to you about. I don't want to do that to you this morning. Just to not keep you hanging and to not make you feel any more anxiety than you might already feel, I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid. So myself, along with the rest of the staff, the elders, the trustees, we've had, a series of meetings over the past few months, and I've met with multiple pastor friends of mine as well as other trusted voices in my life to get advice and counsel as we were navigating everything. And so this morning it is with a very heavy heart that I need to tell you all that we have come to the decision that it is in fact time to close this chapter and to shut our doors as Eikon Church. Whew. I thought I got all my tears out earlier this morning, but clearly not. I want you all to know that this was definitely not a decision that we came to lightly. I mean, by any means. Trust me, this has been, something that's weighed really, really heavily on all of us for a while. And, this decision is the result largely of things that are out of our control. And I can say to you with honesty and complete sincerity that we truly did everything we could to try and work toward a path forward as a church. But in the end, the reality is that this is a necessary and a right decision. We explored grant options and other funding options, but ultimately there were very few options, and the options that may have potentially worked in the future were just impossible within our time frame. And it finally came to the point where we just had to get honest about the reality we were facing, and we didn't want to, we wanted to be able to end well and finish well, and we didn't want to keep dragging out the inevitable. And so we waited until we absolutely, waited as long as we could. And then we just finally had to just make the call. And so, I want to be clear too. Gosh, I need to not look at the comments right now because it's yeah. I want to be very clear. This isn't our fault. This isn't happening because people didn't give enough. My God, you all have been so generous. Folks have been giving what they're able. This isn't something that really ultimately could have been prevented. And we've all of us, we've given so much of ourselves to this church, and the closure is not a result of a lack of trying or a lack of passion or desire. When you look at the big picture and you see, gosh, all that we have faced, it's actually a really big deal that we lasted as long as we did. Amanda said that when we were in our kind of final meeting to make the decision. She was like, we lasted way longer than anybody thought we would. With COVID, with losing our building and losing people in the process. These have been really tough hills to climb. And at the end of the day, it's gotten to the point where we're basically trying to start over as a church, but without many of the resources that a brand new church plant has when they first start. And there are many of us who have sacrificed and worked really hard for a really long time. And quite honestly, we're just at our capacity of what we have to be able to give to keep this going. The losses that we experience just finally caught up to us, and as hard as it is and as much as it breaks our heart, this is the path forward. And I know that some of you might be surprised by this news, and some of you probably had a feeling that it was coming. And I'm sure that many of you are feeling a lot of things, and please know that I'm with you. I sat down at my computer like multiple times this week trying to find words for this moment, and it was so hard. I mean, how do you tell people that their church is closing? And trying to wrap my head around how to close the door on something that has been my life for the past 10 years. It almost takes my breath away, and I don't know if I know how to do that. On one hand, I can say with honesty that I really do have like this sense of peace inside of myself about closing this chapter. I think just kind of the way I look at it is that it feels like kind of a gift from God that I feel that peace. And at the same time, it's also true that I feel such immense grief and loss at the same time. Because it's always both and, right? Like, it's never either or. There's always multiple things that can be true at the same time. Like, I'm at peace and I'm hopeful, and also I'm just so damn sad. I'm so sad. I'm sad that this means that everyone will be losing our church home. I'm so sad that the dreams and the hopes we had for the future of Eikon aren't turning out the way we wanted. And I'm so sad for our beloved LGBTQ siblings who have found a home here. Many of you who looked for a really long time to find a place to belong. I'm just so sorry for this incredible loss that we're all experiencing together. Letting go and saying goodbye to this church is so hard, and the grief is really real. And we've talked about grief and loss before many times here, and about how important it is that we don't rush ourselves through the process, that we don't try to rush other people through it, that oftentimes we just need a minute to sit with it, to be sad, to be angry, to be hurt, whatever it is that we feel. And like I said, I've been trying, for weeks to plan out what I was going to say, and I just couldn't find words. And so I even got up early this morning to try to come up with some more things to say. I wanted to say something hopeful and something encouraging, and I just wanted to find words to say, and they just wouldn't come. And then my youngest son woke up early. He came downstairs, and I was kind of sitting in the dark. I just had my computer open and I had candles lit, and I was just kind of in the dark on the couch. He came down and I was crying because I'd been reading over everything and thinking about this morning, and he saw that I was crying, and I just told him, I just feel really sad, and told him how I was, telling everyone this morning about the church closing. And he came and he curled up next to me on the couch and got under the blanket with me, and he put his head on me and he goes, "Well, then I'm just going to sit right here next to you so that maybe you won't feel so sad." And it just kind of hit me. I realized, I was like, then maybe today what we all need isn't a bunch of eloquent words. Maybe we just need to sit with each other and not rush past the moment of loss and be sad and feel the grief and feel all the things. And so that's what today is going to be. It's going to be a day where we allow ourselves time to sit with this news and to process it in whatever way we need to. And so here's what I want to do for the next several minutes. We actually have a way that the program that we use for live, we have a way we're going to put a link in the chat. We're going to put it on Facebook and on YouTube and on Eikon.online. And basically all you have to do is you can click on that link and it will bring you into a waiting room, and then I can actually bring you on and share my screen with you. And so if there's anyone here who, if you have anything you would like to say, if there are any questions that you have to ask, I want to invite you to go ahead and feel free to click on that link, and we'll I think this should work. Dan is here for obvious reasons. We all know I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to tech, but I think how basically there might even be a waiting room where multiple people can wait, but if not, one person can click on the link, and then once they get off, then the next person can click on it, so on and so forth. And you can even leave your camera turned off. I mean, come on, we all know that a lot of times for online church, we are not exactly showing up like dressed to the nines. So if you want to keep your camera off, but you would just like to come on and say a few words, I just didn't want to rush past this moment without giving y'all a chance to say something if you need to. And, over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be time for celebrating the good and the beautiful things that we've all experienced together at Eikon. There'll be time for talking about what's next, and there'll be time for being hopeful and all of that. We will make time and space for that. Next week we'll be meeting at the library, and I'll give my last sermon, and Amanda's going to share some words as well. And I'll kind of talk through some next steps and things moving forward. And then on December 18th, we will have our last Sunday together at the library. That will be more of a celebration service. We'll have food, and we'll celebrate the good, and we'll share memories and just all be together one last time as a church. But for today, we'll process and we'll grieve and we'll be sad together. So I'm going to go ahead and give you a few moments. And again, if no one needs to feel obligated, if if you're just like, I don't really have anything to say, I don't need to say anything, that is totally fine. You do not have to feel obligated. But I am just going to kind of give us a few minutes for anyone that might
and if you have any issues with the link, please comment just so we know it's working or not working.
Yeah, good call. Maybe I'll go in and kind of read some of the comments for everyone to be able to hear. Or not. Stephen said, "Thank you for the time you have given us. I left the church for a year, and it was you and Amanda and this community that helped Hannah and I feel the love God intended. Thank you." And Hannah said, "First church I've ever felt fully accepted." And that's saying a lot coming from a person who's solely online. And Kim said, "You all did amazing things. You have touched so many lives. You have shown the true examples of the love of Jesus." And Nancy, my mom, said, "Your work was not in vain." Yep. Oh, here we go. Janine is joining.
Okay.
All right, let's see.
I'm going to give this a shot.
Here, we're going to try this out. Okay, I think you're on, Janine. Except I can't. If you're talking, I can't hear you.
When you click...
Oh, there you go.
Hello?
There we go. Yep, we can hear you.
It might be on a delay.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, look, I just wanted to... Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, so Kelly, I wasn't going to cry, but stupid you. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah. All I wanted to say was, when I found you guys online, when I found you guys online, I was broke. I was completely broken, and I needed somebody to tell me that that me and my loved by a community. And I just wanted to say that this timing is really perfect, because of you guys, I was able to stand up and find my voice to be the ally that I want to be. And so I'm just incredibly grateful. And I mean, I'm ready to see what's this community. I'll never lose you guys. You're my family, and I'll find a way to stay connected. But I just want to thank you so much um, for giving me hope, and I'm not going to lose that. It's a new season, and I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and take on the world. So, if being the support of the LGBT community has led to this, then so be it. Because my voice will just get louder, and I just thank you guys for giving me the strength to really make a difference in this world. And I'm still linking arms with you. I have no idea what it's going to look like in the future, but I'm so happy. Love you guys.
Love you, Janine. Thank you for sharing. All right, we're going to go ahead and let Christine is in the green room, so we're going to try this again. There we go.
Hey.
Hi, friend.
Hi. Of my church online glory. I just wanted to. I know this is a grieving time, and I know there's going to be time for everything, but I want to thank y'all so much. I mean, we left a church community where I was looking for fellowship because that was the one huge thing we were missing. Fellowship from our end, fellowship for our kids. And you guys provided that. And I think that's the beautiful part about that is I feel, to Janine's sentiment, like I think that's the part that's going to keep going. We'll find a way to keep that going. And I think that's what everyone, what we really got from all of it. So I just can't thank y'all enough for the honesty, the never shying away from big topics, and just being there for everyone. Like, gosh, I think that's the beautiful part in all this, and I think that's the part that's going to keep going. So just that's what I wanted to say. Thank you guys for everything, and just leading us all through everything, through some of the toughest years, I think, for a lot of them. Y'all were, I think, just wonderful leaders through all these tough things that's been in the world these past years. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you for sharing that, Christine. Love you so much. Whew. Thank you guys for sharing, and I'll wait another minute or two just in case anybody else wants to say anything. And even like if I start to move on and you decide you want to, it's fine. Just click on the link or throw it in the chat and be like, I'm coming. That's fine. Ooh. I also want everyone to know that, as we were talking about it, that the most important thing, like to us as a leadership team through all of it, is that we just want everyone to be taken care of through this whole process, the whole transition. So I just want all of you to know that I am here and available for if you need a phone call or you want to meet up for coffee or lunch, to process, to ask questions, to just be able to, feel it with someone who gets it, please don't hesitate to reach out. My email is kelly@eikonchurch.com. You can just send me an email and we can find time to be able to talk. That's just the most important thing, is that we take care of each other and that everyone feels loved and supported during all of this. And yeah, so, and feel free. I'm gonna at some point, either today or tomorrow, I'm putting together a kind of social media post that we're going to share on the church socials and on my personal socials, just to get the word out, because obviously on Sunday mornings, not everybody who is a part of Eikon, is online live every single Sunday morning. And so we're going to continue to get the word out. So you can feel free to direct people. They can hop on YouTube and watch today's announcement. People that maybe who weren't here and weren't a part. So
I guess I'll go ahead and share.
You want to come on camera?
If I come on camera for this first part, it's going to be weird because I want to say to you, and then I'll talk to all of you. Obviously, but I just want to thank you for leading us so well in this difficult time, and at a time that for me, I knew I couldn't take another step forward. You led this church with such grace and such humility, and took us in the direction that you knew the Spirit of God was leading us. So I want to thank you for leading so well, for pastoring me so well, and this church so well. No one could have led us through these last few years other than you. And I just want to say thank you for that. So, and then to all of you, I love you. More than I can articulate. All of you in the comments, the people that aren't here right now, we love you guys. This has been a dream of ours, and dreams have seasons, and that's okay. It's okay for this chapter to be closing, and whatever we're feeling is okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. There are moments that I still get so fucking angry at, and I'm sorry, and I'm not, at the fact that there's that the LGBTQ community is losing a safe space at a time when they need it the most. But what can be beautiful is that is stuff that we've said from the beginning, that church isn't a building, a service. It's you guys. It's us. And we still get to be that safe space. We get to take what Eikon has done in this hour and a half every Sunday morning for the past 10 years and go do that in the lives of people wherever we're at, in Texas and in Arizona and in Baltimore and in Singapore and around the world. We get to bring the church. We get to be the church for our own communities. So this is a new chapter that all of us are starting, and I just want to say that I love you guys, and you will be missed. But like Janine said, individually, we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll share more. There's going to be groups that are starting online, and there's going to be opportunities to still connect. So we'll fill you in on all those things. But I just want to slip over and say I love you guys, and yeah, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Love you.
Love you. I'm out.
So anyway, there's not really, a clean way to wrap this up. That's fine. When have we ever cared about that, right? Never. So with that, I just want to say, I just love you all so much. And I'm so honored that you've all allowed me to be your pastor the past couple of years. I still have no regrets. Like, there was a moment, I think, for me too, as I was processing everything and just going, gosh, it feels like this has been so painful that it's like, gosh, should I have never stepped in, back 2 years ago when Dan resigned, I was like, should I have just left then and, instead of But like, y'all, there is no part, like, no regrets. And look at the people that have found Eikon in the past couple years, you know, Steve and Hannah and Janine and Maria and Eamon and just so many people who I know my life is better because I've met you. And just the beautiful, beautiful things that we've been able to be a part of over the past couple years has just been the honor of my life. And there are no regrets, zero. I'm so grateful for the past couple of years. So yeah, just to reiterate, we have 2 weeks left together. We will be at the Buda Library for both of them. We will live stream the service for our online folks in one way or another, whether through Zoom or through Eikon.online for both of those weeks, because we want to try to incorporate, you know, our whole church, both online and in-person folks. So I would just love to see as many of you as possible, you know, the next 2 weeks at our last 2 services together as a church as we close out this chapter. So thank you all for being here today. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And again, just a reminder, please do not hesitate to reach out if you need just support, if you need someone to care for you. I know that this is heavy and it's a lot. And so, you know, Amanda and myself and the leadership team, like we're here to help walk everyone through this. So with that, we'll go ahead and close out our time together this morning. I'm going to go ahead and close this out in prayer. And then we'll say goodbye until next week. So God, thank you for being love. Thank you that even on days when we don't believe that you even exist, that you're good, and that love really is, it's the thing that holds all of us together. And thank you for this community, for every single person here, for the ways that through love and solidarity that there has been so much healing that has come to our lives. There has been, you know, we've worked together to create real change in our communities. We've fought really hard just to, you know, some of us even still, you know, are kind of fighting to hold on to our faith. Our faith has shifted and changed. We have questions and we have doubts, and through all of that, I'm just so grateful that we have had this community together to be able to support each other and to be a safe place to land for each other as we ask those questions and we wrestle and we figure out what it means to be human and what it means to be walking around on this floating space rock. and as we try best to love our communities and our neighbor. And we know that through this transition and through the grief and the loss, that you are near, that as we're in this season of Advent and this season of Christmas where we, you know, think about the fact that that God came to us, that we celebrate Emmanuel, God with us. And so right now in this time, that's what we're going to lean on, is just knowing that you are with us and that we are going to be with each other, that presence and love and solidarity and nearness, that all those things bring so much healing through hard and challenging seasons. So we just thank you for being love. We thank you for being near. In your name I pray. Amen. Well, love you all so much. And just read, Christina just said, the Holy Spirit knows that Eikon is what so many needed to have a catalyst change in their lives. Yeah. And Janine said, love wins even still. Yep. It does. And on that note, I love you, and hopefully we'll see you all next week at the library.
So sorry.
Oh, it was so necessary. Oh, that's amazing. Oh, you guys. I mean, but listen, here's the deal. This is like our last online thing. So, like, the sound effects were necessary. Like, it's been a while. We haven't heard the sound effects in a while. So it just felt appropriate.
Just felt appropriate at the moment.
Oh, gosh. There's like a plethora of sound effects that, like, okay, let's do some of the other.
That's for when Kelly swears.
That wasn't the one that swore.
Of course, there's, or, we could, go with this one. Some sad music.
See, you should have done the sad music, like, when I was talking.
Yeah. I hit the wrong one and hit the cheering. My bad. All right.
Oh, anyways, that was very... Christina said, too perfect. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Well...
All right, everyone.
Okay. For real this time. We love you, and we will see you guys next week.